All right. Good morning, agents. This is Kevin Lauren. I'm the Director of Training and Marketing here at ARG. And today we're going to be going through two different things. First of all, we're going to have Debi Cecconi from Clearview Mortgage go through veterans and VA loans, which is super important. And every one of us needs to be versed on, what it takes to get a veterans loan, all that kind of stuff, so we can educate our brave veterans. So we're going to go through that, and we'll also be going through some of the new marketing materials. We've got a new vendor for signs and that kind of stuff. So we're going to go through the the Agent Resource Center, and we're going to make sure everybody knows exactly what is in there and how to find it and how to order signs and all that good stuff. Before I get too far, I want to invite Bill Seitz. He's the CEO of Clearview Mortgage. Good morning, Bill. How are you today?
Hey, good morning, Kevin.
All right. And I also will bring on Debi Cecconi. Good morning, Debi.
I had to unmute. Sorry. Good morning, everyone.
All right. Great to have you. And of course, I'll bring on Travis Breton as well, our corporate broker. Good morning, Travis. How are you doing this morning?
Great. How you doing?
Fantastic. All right, good. So we also have a couple of new agents that are joining us today. Really glad to have you, Andre Perez and Davud Pirinikan. So great to have you guys and all of our regulars as well. So good morning.
Kevin, did you get the PowerPoint that Debbie sent over?
I did. Let me go ahead and share that with everybody.
Okay, cool.
Thank you for sending that.
Yeah, no worries. For all the agents out there, I just want to introduce Debi Cecconi to all of you if you haven't had the pleasure of speaking with her. She is one of our top producing loan officers at Clearview Mortgage. She is a professional through and through in this business. And she not only is she well versed at most financing, if not all financing, she's very well versed in the VA realm. And I wanted to bring her on today because I think it's super important for us as agents to really understand VA loans. And I'm going to throw this out there for anybody who wants to take a guess. How many veterans live in California?
Good question. I would say a lot, though.
2 million.
Wow.
So if we're going to practice real estate in California, we probably should know how to work with veterans and also understand the financing of veterans, because it is unique, but it's also super easy to navigate once you understand it. And I think that's where I think Debbie has put together really a thorough presentation that she can spend 10, 15, 20 minutes with us and walk us through it. And so with no further ado, Debbie, take it away.
Yeah. Take it away, Debbie. And also, Debbie, you've got what, like 25, 30 years in the business? Debbie? Unmute yourself again. Am I right, though, Bill? She's got about 30 years in the business.
Yeah. Debbie's been in the business. She started out as a loan processor, and then obviously natural progression, got into, originating and getting her, origination license, and now has just grown her business substantially, and is, one of the top producing LOs in our company. So that's great. And Debbie, are you there?
Hear me now? Yeah.
We have her back.
There we are. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we pumped you up so much. I thought maybe, you just did a walk off.
She's like, I'm out.
Yeah, I try to keep it below 30 years so that people don't start guessing how old I am.
There you go. I like that. I'm gonna start using that too. 20 years. I've been in the business 20 years. That's it.
Yeah, that's good enough. So you know what is really interesting, because of the amount of years and experience I've had in this industry, it's what I've done my whole life. There's a lot of realtors out there still to this day that think, let's say you're a listing agent and you get a VA offer, and there probably are some lenders that cannot close a VA loan within 30 days, but we can. Because what I'm hearing out there is realtors are saying, oh, I don't know if I want to accept this offer because it's VA and it's going to take a long time, 60 days, and the seller's going to have to pay closing costs. And and all those things are not true. So, you know, we can close in less than 30 days. We can also cover the closing costs or some of the closing costs. It depends on the loan size. So if you have a 200,000 loan amount, then it's probably going to be a little bit difficult to cover all the closing costs. But if you have a $500,000 loan limit, you could probably cover all the closing costs. I'm doing a VA purchase right now where we're covering all the closing costs. So, and the only thing that's really different from VA to a conventional loan is that it does require a termite inspection and clearance, and any other loan that could be waived. The other thing is the appraisals, you know, the appraiser, it's really hit and miss what they might catch. If the property's in, you know, good condition, even if it needs updating, you're probably not going to have any issues. I had one recently where the pool was literally green. You couldn't see through the pool. It was green. The appraiser was in and out in 15 minutes and never noted the green pool.
Wow.
She took a picture of it, but she didn't say, oh, this pool has to be clear blue, you know.
Yeah.
So now the beauty of helping a veteran, and if you really want to try to get your offer accepted, if you do have a VA loan or a veteran, is write a really neat letter for them and submit it with your offer. And because we need to help the veterans out there. Basically, they rock and they can buy a house with absolutely no down payment at all. And they could, in some cases, also not pay any closing costs. And so there's going to be different limits based on whatever area you're in. So in Orange County, with no down payment, you could go up to $765,600. That's the 2020 loan limit. I would imagine that soon we're going to be told that the loan limits are all going to be raised for 2021. But so far I haven't gotten that memo. But right now, with no down payment, you can go up to a $765,600 loan amount in Orange County. Now, what if it goes above that? What if they want an $850,000 home? That's fine. The difference between $850,000 purchase price and the max loan limit for VA in Orange County of $765,600, they just need to put a 25% down payment of that difference.
Got it.
So, and Debbie, I just want to interrupt. That's a really key point, because people, and I, you know, up until a few years ago, I didn't realize this either, because, you know, I've never really done like a higher end VA purchase or financing, is that you do have that opportunity once you go above the county loan limit to still do the loan. It's just that the veteran has to come in with that 25%.
Yeah. So for example, I'm going to make it really easy math. The loan limit is $765,600. If they find a home that's $865,600, the difference is $100,000, and they need to come in with $25,000 down payment. Okay, but VA we could do up to $1.5 million. So whatever the difference is between $1.5 million and $765,600, they just need to come in with 25% of that difference. So that's in Orange County. In Riverside County and San Bernardino County, oh, and also the same loan limit for Orange County is the same for LA County. Riverside and San Bernardino counties, the max VA loan limit is $510,400. And same concept, if it goes above the $510,400, they just need, the veteran just needs to put a down payment of 25% of the difference of the purchase price and the $510,400. Okay, I'm just going to also note the differences of FHA loan limits and conforming. to get a conforming interest rate in Orange County and LA County, as long as the loan amount does not exceed $510,400, you could get basically a better rate. If the loan amount is above $510,400, but not exceeding the $765,600, then it's considered high balance, and they're gonna, the interest rate's just slightly higher. Right now, all the rates are super low. For Riverside County, FHA, well, first of all, the conforming loan limit and the VA loan limit is $510,400. And basically, if for conforming, if it exceeds the $510,400, we used to have a nationwide high balance and hoping to get that back again soon. But for right now, they have to go into jumbo money. So the jumbo rules are a little bit different than Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac for loan limits up to $510,400. They could still get a loan over the $510,400 in Riverside County for conventional financing, but it goes into the jumbo money. And FHA, Riverside County and San Bernardino County, the loan limit right now is $442,750, period. You can't even go over that. There is no exception at all.
Oh, wow.
So the other, so let me go back to this here. So, and you know, the same thing with VA interest rates. There is a VA conforming loan limit. So the interest rate's going to be a little bit better when you have a loan amount of $510,400. If it exceeds that, you can go over that loan amount for VA in Orange County and LA County, but the interest rate's just slightly higher. The other neat thing about VA, there's no down payment. In some cases, they could pay no closing costs, but the FICO scores allowed are pretty low. 580 is going to be the loan limit, or the FICO score limit. And then also another thing about VA is, and the one I'm doing right now, he has a 59 debt to income ratio. I've done up to 70 debt to income ratio on VA. So they allow higher debt and a higher debt to income ratio in some and most cases. Also, we can close a VA loan easily in less than 30 days. There's no PMI and there's no income limitations. So if you are working with any buyer at all and you don't ask them if they are a veteran, just remember to do that, because it's a game changer. A lot of veterans don't even realize they could qualify. They don't realize that they don't have to put a down payment down and that they don't have to pay any closing costs. So in their mind, they're thinking, oh gosh, I'm not going to be able to qualify for this home. There is another thing, just so you know, with VA, and that is that there could be a funding fee involved. So when a VA buyer puts no money down, a VA charges this funding fee kind of like PMI, okay? So if they're putting zero money down, for example, and it's their first time use of their VA loan, the VA, Veterans Administration, is going to tack on 2.3% of the loan amount added to the loan. And they're not going to have the monthly PMI, but they're going to have the upfront funding fee added to the loan. A second time use could be as high as 3.6%. But if they have a down payment, then the funding fees are very much lower. And if they're just refinancing, like a streamlined VA refinance, we call it an EARL, there's only 0.5% of the loan amount added to the loan for that situation. And one thing that I would ask the veteran, if they have any disability that resulted from being in the service, like they went to the VA hospital and they couldn't hear, or they have an eye problem, they could have that funding fee completely exempt. So that's another benefit for a veteran to get a VA loan. If you have any other additional questions, feel free to give me a call or email me. I think my number's on the thing there. And also I asked Kevin to, and this is like so handy for everybody. Everybody's always asking, well, how long do I have to wait for a foreclosure or a bankruptcy or a short sale? With VA, the 2-year wait period for foreclosures, 2 years. And I provided a cheat sheet for everyone so you could see this. For a bankruptcy, Chapter 7.
Yeah. Let me pull that up for you, Debbie.
Okay.
And then also we have a question from Greg Jones, and he says that he sees that the minimum FICO score is 580. What determines the maximum amount of the loan? Is it income?
Well, yeah, we have to pre-qualify the veteran just like we would any other person, and that may determine really how high they can go. And it would be the loan amount, yeah. Because if they have no down payment, the loan amount is the purchase price, unless they exceed the county loan limits.
Got it.
Okay.
I think Greg was mentioning it is derived from income. So even though they have all these,
yes.
They have all these benefits of being the veteran, they can put 0 down. They can, they have maybe shorter wait periods for foreclosure and things like that. It's still going to be derived from income based, as Debbie mentioned. And then another key point that she mentioned is that the debt to income ratios are a lot higher, so they can afford generally they get more bang for their buck. And so it's a huge opportunity for everybody to understand this. And yeah.
And not only that, guess what? If the veteran is on a VA disability income, we can gross it up 115%. So we can use a higher income than what they're actually receiving, because the income they are receiving, they are tax exempt. So they don't take out taxes. They don't have to pay taxes on it. So I'm just going to quickly go through this and then I'll end. But on bankruptcies, Chapter 7 for VA is a 2-year from the discharge date. And oh, by the way, on the foreclosures, it is the date. They go from the date from when the bank sold it to a person, not when the person walked from the property or gave it back to the bank. It's when the bank unloads it off of their books onto, and sells it to, somebody off the street. But there's a 2-year Chapter 7 from the discharge, a 1-year wait period for Chapter 13 after the last payment is made, and then for short sale, 2 years from completion of the short sale. If if you have any questions, don't hesitate to give me a call or send me an email. They are the easiest loans to do. So if you are lucky enough to get a veteran as a client, more power to you.
Hey, Debbie, real quick, and everyone can see her contact information there. If you have questions, please reach out to Debbie. She does an outstanding job. Like I said, she's a real professional. But before we go, if there's any other questions, Kevin, in the moment that I'm asking this. So Debbie, if you're a listing agent and you are accepting offers and you see a VA offer, what should the listing agent ask questions to the lender to make them feel, confident that they can get the loan done and that they shouldn't be afraid of this offer that has 0 down payment and the list price is the loan amount?
Right? No, good
Yeah.
question.
So what would you say to that question? I think that's what happens a lot in our world, in the real estate world, is they see these offers and they're going, oh, well, this buyer is putting no money down. It's VA. Oh, that's never going to work. But as you've outlined, as we know, that's the way the VA opportunity is for veterans, and they don't have to put money down. And so what would you say to the listing agent? Hey, this is what you need to look for. This is the question you need to ask to make yourself feel confident that this is a loan that's going to get pushed to the finish line for buyer and seller.
Well, if I was a listing agent for any offer, curious me, I would want to know what their FICO score is. I would want to know what their debt to income ratio is. I would want an automated DU. An automated DU is an automated underwriting approval, basically, that we have to run through an automated Fannie Mae website. We run every loan through that underwriting engine. And I would want to see that it says approve eligible on it. And also I'd want to know, how, because not every lender can close in 30 days or less. We can close a VA loan in 2 weeks. But so I would want to know what their average turn time is, because like if they're a direct lender that loan officer doesn't have any other choices but to send that loan to their bank or their, direct lending source. We're a broker and we can choose wherever we want to send that loan. And if they have a good credit score and the debt to income ratio is good, I would say, 50 or below, then we have a lender that can close in 2 weeks. Otherwise, our lenders are pretty good at closing in 30 days or less with a VA loan. But I'd want to know what their turn time is, what the credit score is, and also that you want to see the automated approval. It's called a DU. And any loan officer should know what a DU is.
Yeah, that's great information. And I think, obviously, I think a lot of the experienced agents do that as is, or at least to some degree. But certainly in a VA scenario, you would really want to know these things, and really FHA as well. But
and also I had a situation happen. Sorry to interrupt, but like I mentioned before, in really literally most cases, the seller does not have to pay closing costs for the veteran. And I had a situation, a realtor called me. She was the listing agent, a realtor that I knew. And she asked, hey, can the veteran do this? They never asked in the beginning if the seller can pay a certain amount of closing costs. And all of a sudden now they're saying that the seller has to pay like $1,500 in the buyer's closing costs. You want to know up front if that lender has the capacity to pay for basically what's called non-allowable, the veteran non-allowable closing costs. And really it's kind of a percentage of the loan amount that the VA buyer is allowed to pay. So if the costs exceed that, then the buyer's agent's going to be asking the seller to pay for some of the closing costs if it wasn't asked up front. So you really want to know that. You really want to know, hey, are you going to be hitting me up for paying the buyer's closing costs in the middle of this whole thing?
Yeah.
That actually happened.
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
that doesn't surprise me one bit.
No kidding, right? Yeah. So, and Hugo Rojas says, yes, I always ask for their DU approval. Good call, Hugo. And then Charles Barnes is asking, how long does it take to get a DU?
Oh, it's instantaneous. Once we have a completed loan application and we run the credit, I personally can run it through the DU system. It just takes literally like a minute. So,
Perfect.
but we have to have a completed loan application and we have to be able to run the credit. Otherwise, the DU system won't even take it if it doesn't have a credit score.
Yeah. And then Charles Barnes also asks, are you available nights and weekends, Debbie?
Yes, I am. I am typically. Look, I'll answer my phone because if I'm in Costco, because you got to get stuff done on the weekends, right?
Of course.
But if I'm at Costco, I pick up my phone and I just tell people, hey, I'm in Costco. I'm going to be about an hour. Is that okay? And we have to do things in our life, but I'm not going to not answer my phone on the weekends or evenings.
So Charles, absolutely, give her a try. Charles says, awesome, thank you.
Okay, great.
And you guys, of course, when I put out the replay of the video, I'll make sure that I have all of Debi's contact information, and I'll also include the graphic that she shared with us as well.
Well, you guys go out and get them, man. It's a great market out there, I'll tell you.
No doubt, huh?
Yeah, it's
Perfect.
awesome.
Thank you, Debbie, so much for that
You're
presentation. It's
welcome.
really well done, and I knew you'd do an outstanding job.
No, well,
always
thank
does.
you. You
Always
guys
does.
take care.
All right. Thanks so much, Debi.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, and then Albert also says, let's not forget the VA certificate. Yes, good call, Albert. All right, perfect. So
Right.
let me share my other screen with you guys. And I just want to go through, we've got a new vendor for, let's see, hold on. Let me bring that up. We have a new vendor for, marketing materials, particularly signs, open house signs, and for sale signs. So I just want to go through and show everybody how we access that now. It's just a little bit different than before, but I want to go through that. So our agent resource center, if you just go to arghome.net and you put your cursor over the about, you can go to our agent resource center. Okay, so I just want to make sure everybody knows what lives in the Agent Resource Center real quick. First of all, I want to do a huge reminder. This is like, I don't think we can say this enough times. When you get a deal, you've got a signed contract, you've got to get that into our SkySlope paperless transaction system within 72 hours. I mean, please, once you get the signed contract, just get that in there, please. It really helps us maintain compliance. It helps our team, stay on top of the files. And so that's really, really important. So I really want to see you guys, reminding yourself once a month. I do send out a reminder, but just keep in mind that that is such an important part of us maintaining compliance and us helping you guys out with your transaction. So SkySlope, make sure you're getting in there. And then also within the Agent Resource Center, if you need to download a logo, you can go here. If you need continuing education, you can click here. We have a discount with First Tuesday, so don't hesitate to utilize that. If you need a copy of our E&O policy, you can click on the Human Resources tab here, and you can download our E&O policy. We also have our ARG directory and preferred vendor list here. So if you need to, who do you contact within ARG? You just download this, have that, and make sure that that is, close by. So you always know who to contact within our company if you need something. So that's really, really important. And then also, I want everybody to know that we have the tips and resources area here. So the tips and resources, these are really good downloads. These are all PDFs. Please check, go through all these. A lot of these PDFs come from the, graphics that I use in our Wednesday webinars. So there's a ton of really, really good information here that you guys can, have access to. And so we're always adding to this as well. So make sure you go back and check this little spot as well. And other thing I wanted to go over super quick is if you haven't already downloaded and checked out our Blueprint for Success, this is a really, really good starting point, especially, around the first of the year when we're thinking about setting goals and, creating our business plan. This is a really, really good way for you to get organized. And so don't hesitate to download our Blueprint for Success and, get your thinking in order to, really get a handle on your business for 2021. And the only other thing I wanted to go over, of course, you can access Clearview Mortgage right here. But the only other thing that I wanted to go over today was we do have, like I said, a new vendor for cards and signs. And so for business cards, you can still go here and you can order your business cards here. But for sale signs, now we have a new vendor. And so you'll be redirected to RESS Supplies, and you'll be able to order your marketing materials directly from here. So the old company they were using, LG Graphics, Lisa Gonzalez, she sold her business, and so they were changing up our program with them, and so we made a switch, and so I'm excited about this new vendor. They're really a reputable vendor, and so you'll be able to order signs directly from here. Here's all the different pricings. They have different sizes of signs. I know some people like the jumbo signs, some people like the smaller signs, and so we really have a good representation of all different kinds of signs and stuff here. So and let's see, do I have any questions? Well, getting back to, I think, our previous topic, Joanna is asking, are we legally allowed to ask for a DU? Yes, you absolutely are. So no problem there. So that's all I wanted to go over today. If you guys have specific questions, of course, just contact me directly and we can go over anything you need. Best way to get a hold of me is to go to our Calendly link. And that's just going to calendly.com/Ultra Realty Group. And if you're on our program, program 2, 3, or 4, you can, of course, schedule a training with me. So don't hesitate to do that. All right. With that said, you guys get out there, make it a great week, and make it a productive week. And we will see you all on the webinar next week. Bye-bye.